welcome to my channel. Today we are going to remake the third exercise that we have already done previously, and today I'm going to show you another method that you can use to create the sketch. I've already opened Catia. I have created a new file and I am in the Sketcher workbench, so let's begin. First I'll create a series of lines, construction lines basically. So I'll select this option from Sketch Tools that would let me create construction lines, and I'm going to select this option infinite line. Okay, let me double click on this, and now I will create lines with the intention that where these lines actually intersect, I can use those lines as my circle centers. Okay, so let me just first create this line passing through the vertical. Okay, another line is at some distance. Okay, like this, let it be at some distance, third line, and another distance at some line. Okay, some distance, this line. Okay, so I have 4 vertical lines. Now let me create some horizontal lines as well. First line, let it pass to horizontal axis at some distance, 3, 4, and one more, suppose 5. Okay, so these are the lines that I've made, but there are no constraints applied at the moment, so let me just apply the constraints. This line is at a distance of 22 from the horizontal. Okay, so let me apply the constraint 22. Okay, there's another line which is at a distance of 70. 70 is from the horizontal, so okay, this line is at a distance of 144. And this line is at a distance of 120. Okay, from this line. Okay, so I have all the horizontal lines constrained. Okay, now let me apply constraints to the vertical lines. Now this line is at a distance of 20. Okay, this will be 20, because if we subtract 76 from 96, it will come out to be 20. So this will be 20, and this is at a distance of 38. Okay, and this line is at a distance of 50 from this line. Okay, if you don't get what this line is, you can see the topmost circle. Okay, you'll find that it is at a distance of 50 from this. Okay, this point, so I've made this as 50. Okay, so now let us make the circles. Okay, this is the first point for creating the circle. Okay, so I want them to be standard. There are 2 circles, so there are 2 circles here as well, something like this. I'm not constraining them right now, I can constrain them later on. Okay, one more circle. Okay, so I've created all the circles. Let me now constrain them using this tool. This is the inner one, so it will be 20 diameter. About 120 radius, so something like this. Okay, this one will be 32 radius, and this will be 40 dia. Okay, this one is 38 radius. This one will be 44 dia. This one is 14 radius. And this one will be 26 dia. Okay. Alright. So I have all the circles made now. Now what if you see this line actually, okay, this is the line that you see on the left of your sketch. Okay, so this line and this line can actually be used in my sketch. So let me just convert these lines to standard element instead. Okay, and this line too, if you see, this line also can be used as my standard line. Okay, so let me convert this, because this is a part of the sketch. These two lines are also part of sketch. Okay, I also need to create an additional line here. Okay, so let me create that line also. Something like this. Okay, there are two lines here too, so let me make those lines as well. Okay, so I'm done with the lines. Okay, there's an arc over here. I can also create the arc, or we can create it later on. First, let us trim the lines. Okay, for trimming, I'll use this option, which is trim. I'll double click. Okay, so let me just trim this line with respect to the circle. Okay, actually I intend to use trim both elements, so let me just choose this option instead. Okay, same goes for this. Okay, so we are done with this. This line also needs trimming with respect to this circle. So, okay, we are done here. What about this line? This line needs trimming with respect to this line. This line can be trimmed with respect to this line. Okay, I need to make one more line over here. Okay, I can make that. Let me just create that line. Okay, let us create a corner. This corner needs to be 40 radius, so we are okay with this. This one also needs to be applied, so we use trim. Both these are 15. Okay, what about this? There's a corner here too. Okay, now the sketch, it may seem to you that it is complete, and it could be, but let us investigate using this sketch solving status, and you can see that it is under constraint. Okay, now why is this happened is, you can see this point over here. Okay, so this was actually the point that was for the construction line. Okay, so let me just coincide this point with this point over here. So I'll select this point and I'll select this point. Okay, let me just have them coincide. Okay, now I never applied the length to these lines, okay, these construction lines, but I'll need them constrained somehow. So what I can do is I can actually trim those lines with respect to these lines. Okay, so I'll go to this trim option and trim first element option. Okay, I'll select that, and I want to trim this line with respect to this line. Okay, and trim this line with respect to this line. Okay, trim this line, trim this line, wrong way, trim this line, respect to this line. This line, okay, what about this? So what I've done is I'm trimming the construction lines so that I need not apply the length constraint to them. Okay, so let us see the sketch status now. Under constraint, it's still saying it is under constraint. Okay, it's showing me this point, okay, and this point also. So let us see what is the issue there. This point, okay, this point also. What else? Under constraint, this point. Okay, okay, so it should be now constrained. Let us check. Okay, ISO constrained. Okay, so this is the desired state that we want. Now when you are creating construction lines, you need to take care, because suppose if I create a line, construction infinite line, okay, something like this, even though say suppose it is passing through horizontal, okay, now there is no length constraint applied to it, right? So it will never be fully constrained unless you trim it with respect to some line, or you may apply the length constraint to it somehow. Okay, suppose if I check the status now, it will show me under constraint always, because there are 2 points. Okay, there are 2 points basically which are basically at the end of the lines. Okay, there is one point somewhere in the middle as well where I click suppose, but basically there are 2 points at the end that need constraining. Okay, so when you are creating infinite line, you need to take care of those points. Okay, you see this is under constraint because there are 2 points, 3 points. Okay, 2 points because I've also deleted the point which was holding it coincidence with the horizontal. Okay, so the line is actually under constraint. There are 2 points lying at the end of these lines. Okay, so when creating infinite lines, okay, construction lines infinite, or any infinite lines, you need to take care that they don't have lengths applied to them. You need to apply the lengths. Okay, so this is another way in which you can create the sketch. If you like the video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. In the next video we'll create another sketch, so stay tuned. Thank you for watching.